We're live. Welcome.
We're almost
that
live.
was fast over here.
Welcome to the Scale Builders Guild. It's like doing this for a little while, but here we are.
Week 122.
It just keeps getting better.
Check in where you're watching from and the last time you did a push-up.
I did a lot yesterday.
I don't know if you heard me counting. I did over 1,000.
Triceps killing me. Doing tricep push-ups today. 9:01. We're almost on time.
And hit the like button now so you don't have to later.
Hit it right now. Get the likes going.
Get the likes
please.
On. Yeah. I like Ben's here. Watching from Gilbert, Arizona. Been a while. Yeah.
Does he not regularly
audio?
Watch this show?
Wait, there's audio. Yes.
Is that Mike?
Well, because obviously it's not. It was brazen. That's why I thought it was real. But then I was just like, well, Ben answered. People bobble. Ben answered the question, so I know it's working.
Oh, Lordy.
Brett,
how is everybody? It's oof.
Yeah, how is it Thursday?
Let me tell you how busy Wednesday. I've been. I know. Let me tell you how busy I've been.
Okay.
I watched your yesterday show for the first time today, about 20 minutes ago.
Trying to see if there's anything new happening, huh?
Yeah, trying to keep up with the news. Not working. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers. Room temperature. Aha.
Oh. Pretty soon that's what there'll be drinks. Oh.
Ah.
Neat.
Yeah. I think that already is one.
Neat is a
This
drink
is
already?
aha neat, actually.
Oh.
Because it's
cool.
No ice. Room temperature.
Oh, cool. That's another one. You do this all night. We should mention our monthly sponsor again before we get too far into this broadcast.
Yes. EVGA, thank you very much for sponsoring this month of Livestream Takeover.
This whole month. Yeah. They are responsible for a lot of the really cool graphics cards that power your gaming PCs. Or Bitcoin mining.
Right. Bitcoin.
Rigs.
But also, we use them for background noise canceling, which is what makes live streaming possible. So
makes it a lot quieter in here because I've got a rowdy dog, a mother-in-law, a dehumidifier, and an air conditioner all going at the same time.
Yeah.
They all make the same noise.
Mine is actually able to cut out my mother-in-law, but just barely, even though she's several thousand miles away.
Yeah, using NVIDIA Broadcast and an RTX-enabled video card like any of the EVGA 30 series graphics cards that are available on the market right now.
20 series,
good pricing.
30, even 20 series will work. So
you can, you can get a 20 series.
Any RTX.
They also, the XR1 is the way we use these fancy cameras. If you're looking on my stream,
mine over here,
and yeah, now I've made myself out of focus. That's not a function of the graphics card. They also do the streaming cards. So if you are a streamer or if you want to get into live streaming, these are great. The XR1's a great product to use, and we have a couple to give away.
We have 4 to give away for the month. So
yes, there were actually a few people who used us. They tagged us and tagged the Team EVGA last week, and we've noted those.
Yep.
They've all been noted.
We have chosen. So there wasn't very many last week. So the people who used it last week have a pretty good shot there. So
yes, exactly. Mother-in-law at Matt's house, 4-hour live stream tonight.
Yeah.
She usually goes to bed by about 10-ish, so we should be okay tonight.
So there you go. Thank you, EVGA.
Yes, thank you, EVGA.
That was great to have them on board officially for Livestream Takeover, of course.
Yes, it's very cool. In fact, hey, quick plug. They're doing a little program, a little show for their 20-something anniversary on Friday. This Friday, July 15th. I'm going to be on that show at 3 p.m. Pacific time,
There you go.
playing a little BeamNG multiplayer.
That will be interesting because
Yes, it definitely will be.
I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes.
Poorly.
Yeah.
For all involved. I watched them play on there because they do a Twitch live stream all the time. I watched them play a little BeamNG, and they were doing like one of the missions where you have to like catch the bad guys in the cable van.
Yeah.
Jacob's not very good at it.
It's a lot harder than most like driving games.
It's so hard.
It's so good though. That's why it's the best driving game there is. I hope that you have an interesting mail call today because I have a lot.
Oh, you do?
I have a lot.
Oh, I did not actually. It's funny. This was a slow week for me. A big slow week.
Yeah, I was going to say kind of, but
kind of in a way. Kind of. We'll see.
So
yes, but we definitely have mail call to do. But we should also talk about who our guest is tonight. K-pop RC.
Yeah, we're gonna have K-pop on. So for those of you, some of you may be familiar with K-pop, but he's somebody that Matt
not Korean pop.
Yeah, exactly. even if that's what I alluded to in my title, but the he's been obviously in the RC scene a long time. He's had a lot of fifth scale stuff, and then he's also done. He did like a number of replica like drift car builds and things like that back in quite a while ago. That got actually like a pretty large following from a number of those replicas that he did. From like he did one like Adam LZ, and he got a bunch of traffic from there back in the day. He's done some more recently that he's still working on. He's working on a neighbor project, Cletus's version.
Let's not spoil it all right now, though. Let's get him on the show.
So you may have seen his stuff.
We can talk about that stuff.
That's we're gonna have him on later today. But
yeah,
that's of course after mail.
Get your questions ready.
Yeah, after mail call.
Get your Baja 5B questions ready.
Yeah, because
we're keeping this show current.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was just like, yeah. What are you gonna? Just get your typewriter out and write those down. Mail them to us in a self-addressed stamped envelope, and
put them in the leg of a pigeon. Yeah. We will get to them.
Yeah, man, that'll be an interesting topic. Just large scale in general. How, like, is large scale? Is it coming back? Is like, what is it doing? Because like we've got some larger scale trucks now. And we've got larger scale electric off-road, but it's not like it was. It'll be an interesting topic.
Yes, it definitely will be. We didn't ask anybody to check in where they're watching from.
We did.
Did we?
Yeah.
What was I doing?
Flexing
it's been
on everyone. You see my triceps? Day. Oh God, they're just.
I'm bursting through my shirts. They actually look pretty huge when you the shallow depth of field. All right. Okay. I got to ink my quill first. All right, Dana. Hey, where's that ding dong with the meat? Where's Gunner tonight?
Yeah. We'll have to see if Gunner is around.
We all checked in already. Yes. Hey, there's Clarkdale RC. I think I just sent you a thing. K-pop just checked in. He goes, I love my vintage monsters. Yeah, we know. We'll talk about them. All right, mail call. Are you down to do some mail call?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and start.
Okay.
Because I have very few things.
First one is a new tool, and it is a Milwaukee 18-volt heat gun.
Ooh, the good land.
I knew I needed this because I honestly hate getting my heat gun out. I use a lighter most of the time just because heat gun, I always have to unwrap it, and it's.
Oh yeah, you always have to unwrap all this wiring.
There's got to be a better way.
There's got to be a better way. I am going to go black and white. Hang on, let's do this. Filters.
So, yeah. So out with the old Wagner.
We don't need it. There we go.
He said new tool. Yes, the infomercial capability. So this thing is going away, and in comes the 18-volt Milwaukee.
Do you think Ryobi makes one of those?
Probably.
Good, because I'm a Ryobi man.
Right. It's one of those things. I think I would use it more in better situations if it was this handy. Therefore, I'm trying.
It doesn't seem to be working.
Well, there's no battery in it.
Oh.
I have to put a battery in it, and then it will work. So.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a nice little pickup.
I'm looking forward to using that more.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's good. Good start.
One more new tool-ish thing. I have a lot, so I better double it. I got a new anti-gravity PS80. Super.
What's that for?
It's for powering things.
Huh? I've seen a lot of these power bank doodads.
So
what's the point?
It's got AC power, DC power, your regular USB, and it's got DC outputs, 12 volt at 10 amp. So Bart from Anti-Gravity actually had made one of these up. He's got a little barrel adapter that goes into this 12 volt DC out, and then you plug it into like that little Q8 charger for LiPo. You could charge for all weekend long if you wanted on one of these guys. Of course, it has light, USB, all that kind of stuff, but it's super nice.
How many amps? You said 10?
The output is at 10 amps. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty good. As far as milliamps go, it is
not 15 though.
Right. It is 78,000 milliamps.
Wow. So that's almost 2 1/4 of that battery that you have in the TRX 4000.
As far as but that's 78,000 milliamps, 3.7 volts, where mine's 30,000 at 22. So this is 288 watt hours, and I think the TRX 4000 is actually 666 watt hours. So
how long do you think you could run that without having to charge that battery?
If I put it in a vehicle that wasn't 30 pounds, oh, the spammers are back.
Yes.
No.
Get on it. If I'm soldering, I just use my soldering iron to heat shrink. But then it could get all melty or brown.
Been gone for a few handful of live streams.
YouTube said they were on.
I know. They said they were doing things.
Yeah. I guess they're not doing all of those things.
Garbage. That is very disappointing.
Son of a gun. Dale C, thank you very much. What's your honest thoughts on the LC70 body? Just put one together and was kind of disappointed. I think they overhyped it. Felt like a knockoff RC four-wheel drive body. There's lots of little bits on that body, and it's too small. It's like a 10th scale body. I would have preferred a 9th scale one to be in scale with most of the other Toyota stuff that's already on the market. It's a little fragile for my liking in terms of the way it's constructed. But other than that, I mean, like, it looks nice. They did a good job on the details. And then Josh is going to come in with his counterpoint. I love that body.
I was actually surprised when I had it on the green monster that we had recently.
Well, okay, traded. But that one didn't have all the parts on it.
It had the parts that made it an LC70. So
that's true.
I was actually surprised with that, how they were, that person who put that together was able to. It's like, I kind of liked it. I thought about maybe doing another one day. So.
It must be opposite day today. What's wrong with you?
I know.
All right, my turn. My turn. I forgot what this is called. 1 second.
Yes, Phoenix is right. They didn't use any vulgarity in their names and stuff like that.
Oh, they've changed it. All right. So you're going to be surprised that I didn't actually have one of these, but it's really super handy. and I'm finding that it's going to be very useful going forward.
Can't wait to see what
It's
this
a
is.
center punch. I didn't have one of these. I didn't have one of these. I feel so stupid because I'm like, every time I'm like very carefully drilling.
Yeah.
Times like I do like a little file mark to try, like a file X to try to get it to like stay centered. Idiot. Should have just bought one of these a long time
Is that an
ago.
auto punch or did you get a manual? Auto punch.
It's like you push hard. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's auto.
Which I do use at times as well. However, I'm going to burst your bubble a little bit, and I'm going to
There's something better, isn't there?
No. Well, in ways, I'm really going to suggest that you get a standard manual punch.
Okay.
These are super cheap, but the reason is that sometimes our materials are so thin and kind of flimsy, and you have to push so hard on an auto punch
That I might actually bend
or break or go through.
Got it.
So if you just get it, those are, I have one as well, but it's a great pickup. But also just get a cheapy little guy, and you'll
copy that.
You will be so happy that you added both to your toolbox.
Honda Guy 84 center punch EDC. Yeah, just gonna carry this everywhere I go. That's how I do. You know how it be. Center punching everywhere.
Indy Bama, thank you,
Man,
sir.
If only I had a way to measure center on this.
Oh my God.
Here you go.
I'm just Indy Bama, thank you, sir. Found the Phoenix and take a beating. G-Speed V3 chassis 2 took a tumble off a 60-foot cliff. 3 stretch rod ends, 1 ripped. Tore tire but survived. VP for the win. That's right. A long ways. I would have cringed a lot on the way down. Like,
a lot. Ooh. I thought he was going to pull out a Milwaukee center punch. Yeah, Josh was like, this is what you really need.
You need the cordless.
18-volt center punch.
You're going to, I am surprised that you didn't have a center punch. I really am.
Yeah, I know. I've been like, and I've been over the years. I was like, maybe I'll just use this like file instead as a center punch. Not quite the same.
No, not so much. Yeah.
Anyway, that'll be a good tool to have in the toolbox.
Yes, of course.
Dale C, thank you again. Even cheaper, grind an old Phillips/Robinson down. That would work too.
Yeah, nice little
spring-loaded center punch will break a car window, said Craig Thompson. So Craig Robinson is on The Office. Craig Thompson is in the chat. He and doesn't look anything like Craig Robinson. But yeah, that's a good idea. I'll put one in the car too.
Yeah, in case
to replace the one that was stolen.
Right.
When the car was opened.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. I've got. Do you have more stuff?
Yeah, I got a couple more things.
Okay. Go there.
You've got. Why?
Well,
you don't.
I guess I
thought you had a lot of stuff.
I do. I was trying to reach it, but so first here I've got 3 new Crawlmaster Magnum stubbies. Custom wound with orange end bells.
Oh God.
Hard to see.
John Robert Holmes likes you way too much.
Got to pay extra for them orange end bells. But like I said, I got 3 of them here. And Matt, can you guess how many trucks this is for?
1.
2 trucks.
What are you putting 2 motors in? Oh, the MOA stupid nonsense. Blech.
Yes.
The robot trucks.
These 2 are for my Tomp truck, my new Pro truck, MOA, and then this one will be for the new Sportsman that I ordered as well. So,
God,
2 of the.
What are you doing? Who are you?
Dude, competing is.
I thought you liked trucks that look like trucks, and not robots.
You see, there's so many argument points that I have here for you.
No, you're wrong.
I'm not wrong. You're wrong.
Next week, Josh will have a titanium center punch with a chopped carbon fiber handle.
To go with those motors, I have 3 BR minis, because you need those. Right? Yes. You agree?
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's a good ESC.
Yep.
Yes, I agree.
And then I got 2 of the the mini Crawlmaster Mini ESCs.
Those are the V2s that don't explode.
These are for the revolvers.
Yes.
Which
revolver, good motor.
I got then a couple of revolvers because.
Oh my God, you have too much money.
I do not. I have no money because I bought.
Well, now you don't. Yeah. You had too much.
I have zero monies.
Yeah.
Because of
a fool and his money will soon be parted. Couldn't say it better myself, Dana.
So
Josh is the fool.
Right. Okay.
I thought the third motor was for the center punch. Oh, well. What you need is a 4S center punch.
So that was my Holmes order. I wanted to try. So I put a revolver in that yellow, the Power Wagon that I built with the titanium and the scattergun chassis.
Yes.
And I want to play around with some stuff. So I got a couple of them from Holmes, but then I ordered a couple more different ones because I saw TGH playing with some.
You're exhausting. Blind Guy RC, thank you very much. Hey man, like what I'm seeing on the TRX6. Yes, if you were watching the reels today.
Yes. Can we see that next now?
Yes. Yes, we can.
It finally arrived.
Let me get it. Oh, it's already different though. It's not the same anymore because I've already been doing stuff to it.
Yeah.
So is it too big or is it just me? Anyway, it's quite large. I honestly was like, yeah, I've seen it up against like the G63, but until you see it in real life, it's not. Yeah,
it's bigger.
It's so big. 27 LEDs.
Doesn't it really, like when you have it next to the 6x6, it really makes the regular 6x6 feel kind of small. You're like, huh?
Yeah. Kind of like a toy.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's small.
Yeah, good God is right. K-pop is like, that's big. But what you can see there, you'll see a lot more of tomorrow. So I'm not going to talk too much about what's going on back there.
Yes.
What's on the bench?
A lumber hauling truck for Mud Runner.
No. Although, yeah, it kind of looks like that, doesn't it?
Almost. If it wasn't enclosed on the top. But yeah, I'd like the direction.
Yes, I think this is going to be a fun little project.
And I want to talk about your new...
thanks, Traxxas.
Your new design capabilities. But I want to talk to K-Pop about that as well, because I've watched a number of his videos, and he designs totally different than I do, and you're probably a little bit in the middle. So I want to talk about that with him.
Is that a TRX6 on your lap, or are you just happy to see me? It's TRX6. Yeah, I've got some fun stuff planned for that. So tune in tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time for the second episode of the weekly What's on the Bench weekly.
So glad you're doing a weekly show.
Yes. So am I.
Yeah. Oh, now there's another one. That's going to be great with K-pop as well. Be another creator to discuss.
A lot of fun.
So
tracks on the rear. Good idea, Jay Walker.
No.
Yes.
Mods on Matt's channel. Ban Jay Walker. Do it. 3,000 second timeout.
Aw, don't do that. He's a nice guy.
He's making dangerous.
Maybe just on the front.
Oh, God. So I saw the guys at TGH playing with these, and these are the HK Hobbies revolvers. Not revolvers. Sorry.
Whoa.
Outrunners.
Yeah. Okay.
So I wanted to play with these as well. So I don't know what the difference is going to be yet, but I'm going to try them.
I don't know if I think that's kind of
I'm aware.
Bit,
I'm just trying some stuff out.
Seems a bit rude to me.
I'm just trying it out. And then HK Hobbies.
Somebody like John Robert Holmes gives you a bunch of deals. And helps you out. and then all of a sudden you're stabbing him in the back.
Shut it.
With this knife that I just made.
Matt made a
Check
knife.
that out, eh?
Did you get it working properly?
Yes. Now it won't kill me.
That's good.
Or chop off a finger live.
Not unless you mean to do it on purpose.
Not without trying real hard. But yeah, look at that little folding wood knife that I made myself.
You whittled it.
In that I assembled it.
Yeah, I assembled. I also got
lots of room for a steam engine back there. Oh, shoot. If I hadn't already done that, Adam.
The HK Hobbies controllers that they have.
What is going on?
I have to try things. Listen.
But Josh, I feel like this is just like they've just like reverse engineered John's
No,
stuff.
this is like an AM32 type controller. There's a number of people like making these little controllers. These are like basically the quadcopter world.
I'm just looking out for my dude.
Hey, I need to be able to know what the other side is like so that I can understand what I like.
Not me. I'm just going to flat out pan it without even trying.
Right, like, nope, this one's best. I've tried one of them, and that one is the best.
Tried one of them? That's the best one. Come to my channel for the most unbiased reviews ever.
Yes. So I just want to try. I want to try all the things and see what I like or like different about different things.
David Ferris is trying to talk knives with me. I have a Microtech Ultratech Hellhound in my pocket today. A little more crazy than your DIY knife. I'm sure that's a lot of knife, David. But I don't know what any of those words mean.
Let me dig here in my pocket, Matt. I am carrying my CRKT. I think this is an M16. Yeah, M16-10KZ. But it's small, compact, works pretty well. Tonto style blade. Really like it. Serrated edge. Those are the things that I looked for.
Tonto.
Yeah, that's the shape of the end of the blade.
Yes. I've watched that show. This knife will kill.
Blind Guy RC, thank you. Hello, Mall of America pockets.
There's
trying to
one
fix
of these days.
the MD2.
Yeah. Oh crap! Here comes the EDC. I know this channel has gone way downhill ever since Josh decided to load up his pockets.
Nothing is different other than the pry bar. That was the only thing I added recently. Scott O'Blander, did you or Matt get the Furatech 1/10 scale ESC and Outrunner to test? Tony CCXRC has one. No, we did not.
No.
I did see or hear Tony talk about that, but I have not.
Yeah.
I have not seen.
I have not seen that, but I'd like to.
So yeah. I have bought probably enough Outrunners to last me several weeks.
3 days.
So.
3 or 4 days. I have one more thing. How about you?
2 more.
Go.
One of these I bought. One of these. No, sorry. I didn't. I traded for this one. I'm not going to show much of it because this is one of the next Flip That trucks. This is what I traded the green LC70 for.
Ooh, I'm curious.
You're going to see it quick, and that's it.
Okay, go. Put that away. Put it away. I've seen too much.
In and out. That's all you get. Some
Little old in out.
Some nice parts underneath.
Oh, okay. So what it lacks in good looks, it makes up. Like you traded an ugly truck for an ugly truck.
Well, the guy who wanted to trade for it was a fan of ugly trucks.
Oh, okay. I understand.
Brazen says, wrong brand chassis for a C1. You know what? Brett, I'm trading here. You got to deal with what you got to deal with.
I'm sure Brett could trade you some things.
I'll just say that it's got a very nice transfer case in it, a very nice brushless system, a nice forward motor mount.
How did he manage to trade uglier? That's good. I'm actually trying to work out a trade myself. Trying to work out a trade for this guy right now.
For what?
Well, just some stuff. Don't worry about it. I'm trying to make a deal on a thing that I want. It might work. It might not. We're gonna see.
That is interesting.
I said
you don't trade very much, so that's why I'm interested.
No, I don't. Yeah, I said, well, let me try to sweeten the deal. I'll take these 2 stickers off the top. That's it.
OBS Productions, thank you. Is there any more news about Proline by the Fire? I heard there's 10 gate competitions this year. There was last year as well. They're for like competition type vehicles, I believe. I can't remember. Elite Comps is who's put that on in the past. I imagine that they will be doing it again because they're kind of in the area. So they were running it last year as well. I think they did
like comp trucks.
They did so they did like Sorka comp and comp trucks. So I think they kind of had a bit of everything. But I haven't seen if they've put any more info on that out. I think Proline / Horizon, they kind of like here's what we're gonna do, and then they have people that are going to or that agree to help put that on, like Elite Comps.
Yes, remember when we went and we did the
rally,
the rally guys were there. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was like
they were really helpful.
SoCal Rally Runners or something like that.
Yeah, it almost makes me want to do a rally car.
They did such a good job, like with the course and little stuff they had set up.
I know.
It was a blast. And it's the only type of like that kind of thing I would like a little bit.
I'm like, I don't want to do that.
I can run behind it while you do it rather than having to sit in a driver's stand, which I'm terrible at. Like if I can run behind it.
If I can be right up close to it, then I'm probably.
I love watching those videos from like Europe where they have those rally setups and those guys, they're beautiful tracks, and those guys are just.
He's trading it for a pry bar. I can do better than that. Hey Matt, I'll trade you money for some new Scale Builders Guild sticker sheets. Coming soon. Maybe another week.
I have one last thing, and this was a surprise.
I've got one more.
Ooh, you go then.
Okay. I got the 1K TBL from ProTech RC. It showed up 2 days ago.
Nice. What are you going to put it in?
It's waterproof. It has 1,012 ounce-inches of torque at 7.4 volts. So that is mucho grande.
Yes. 1,080 at 8.4.
Or 880 at 6.0.
If you have a servo that says 7.4, it means it will run at 8.4. Like,
well, it says 8.4 on here.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, no matter what. So always just set it at 8.4.
I'm thinking that this should go. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to put it in yet. Maybe I put this in because is this a direct power or just
standard power? So you'll need a BEC. Or actually, like if you're using
will I need a BEC?
It depends what you're running it in. If you're running it in with a Mamba X or an RX4, you'll probably be fine.
Yes.
So,
which is all I run.
I think I'm putting mine in my Ripper.
Oh, snap!
My Ripper.
That's a good idea.
My Ripper needs a rebuild. You're
gonna take that to Axle Fest, right?
The Fest of Axles is where I plan to take it. Yes.
Put it in a Wrath. Put it in an Axle Wrath.
Axle Wrath. How does that servo perform?
Maybe I should put it in. Apparently quite well.
Yeah,
I've seen it lift weights.
I've seen it lift weights in person. I have not seen it drive a truck in person. Well, it doesn't drive a truck. But
should I try to do something with it, like kind of like some kind of comedy, like where it pulls me on my skateboard around or something?
Tug of war against your skateboard.
Yeah, put it in an SCX 2400, the world's heaviest SCX 24.
That's
just by adding this, you've made it the heaviest.
Right? It was last weekend, God, when I did the polling contest.
Yeah, that looked like it was well attended.
There was maybe 20 people. So,
damn, I'm surprised you won.
This came from Head Nerd Admin or Admin Moderator. This is an SCX 10.2 Deadbolt. And I got a box and it said from Alex Cali. And I was like, Alex count. Like,
What's that for?
That's what
Look
I
at
was.
Alex sent
And then
for.
I messaged Alex in our group chat today saying like, Alex, what the F? So I'm not going to show more of that either because I'm going to figure out.
That sounds interesting. What does that mean?
There's good. It too is well equipped. It does have angry eyes, grumpy grill.
Excellent.
It has a grumpy grill.
Grumpy grill.
So I feel like it. We got to figure out something there.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, is that all you got?
That
because it's time.
That is the last. It was.
Shall I invite a participant?
Yes, we should third wheel this.
Goodness, I'm adding him in. Here we go. You better away.
Hold, please.
Yep, stand by.
You got extra small. That's.
Yep, that's usually how it goes. No, he's not. Wait. It's working ish. You there, pal?
Let's
warm it up.
Of course, now we have two people in Canada, so that's going to be.
He's probably on Rogers, which is what's the problem.
There, I heard him.
Oh, I heard a noise.
Well, that was louder this time.
Oh.
Is your Skype labeled something really weird? There we go.
Right.
Nope.
I hear you. We don't.
There we
There
go.
we go.
There you. Oh, what? Hang on now. Just give us a second, please. Don't
Can you
get
guys
too
hear
excited.
me or?
Yeah. 1 sec.
Oh man, Skype just like defaulted. It was like, no, I'm gonna change your input. Like, all right. How are you guys doing, man? Matt, how are you? Josh, man,
No
thanks for
problem.
having
Glad
me.
to have you on.
Awesome.
Welcome to the show. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
I got to meet K-pop, which his real name
IRL
is Kevin Poppins.
Yes.
That's why K-pop. That's where that came from.
Oh man, if only. I get way more telemarketer calls if that were the case, but no,
They see.
Pospashinsky. It's like,
Yeah, they see the name. They're like, no, I'm not trying to ask if he's home.
just like
It's okay. We'll call you back.
hang
later.
up. Hang up. Yeah.
Oh, Josh, you got big again. Darn it, all you.
So
Son of a gun.
there we go.
Yes.
I learned a little.
Always takes a
all
minute
right.
to get these.
All right, good enough.
Get these
There we
going.
go. Yeah, but we're all up and running. If you are not familiar with K-pop RC, you probably are living under a rock because he's been around for a long time and he's done some pretty amazing drift stuff, as he's showing off right there. Now, is it project or project?
Oh, I don't know. It depends if you're from Europe or not, right? If you're from Europe, it's project. If you're from like Middle America, it's project.
Right. Okay.
But
all right.
yeah, no, I don't know. It depends. But yeah, no. Yeah, I've been making. Actually, I kind of feel like it's more 3D printing stuff lately. But we've been slowly buying fifth scale vintage, like you guys are saying, the oldest fifth scales around. But I mean, they're really cheap, and like, you know, I think we got 7 Baja, 5T trucks right now that we're kind of doing that. I mean, we're taking cues from Cletus McFarland and his Crown Victoria racing, and we're trying to create just a whole bunch of cars that we can then invite people and we can do big races and nobody has to do the initial investment of fifth scale. You know what I mean?
You're in,
and I was all ready to do it. I was going to run out and buy one. I've been like sending him Facebook like for sale things. I was like, "Is this a good deal?" And he's like, "It is."
I got
do
one.
you really want to do this?
That's
one,
the thing for both of you guys. Like, obviously, you guys met up here a week or so ago. Matt is always complaining about space already, and just we're trying to do a basic speed run. He's like, I have no place to do this. There is not 200 feet of unoccupied space near me. And then you're doing
with good quality.
Then you're doing fifth scale. So
yeah,
is Matt a liar? Or
there you go.
where are you doing fifth scale?
Well, I mean, there used to be a lot of tracks in the area, actually pretty local to us, an hour drive, maybe 45 minutes. And a lot of those tracks shut down, but there is one fairly close that's doing races. And then we've got the place that we do the Canadian Fifth Scale Nationals, which is actually playing up here, which is actually a motocross track for like pit bikes. And it's an incredible 6-acre racetrack that we take a little portion of and we make fifth scale races. But a lot of people got pissed at me because I wouldn't cover the races well. And it was like, I can't run 2 football fields, like I can't cover everything. I can't be everywhere at once. So
I don't know, man. I watched all those videos and you always did a great job covering the event, man. Whether or not it was like actually covering the actual racing and who came in what place. Who cares about that? It's more about seeing these trucks on the track. That's what I
guess that's interesting.
Yeah, I was always trying to capture the feeling of being,
which is probably what I would want. Like, unless I'm watching a race live, I just want some good video. Like, I guess that's interesting. Like, I've never watched race videos, but are people just like, I want to be able to follow all cars at all times, or see the leader and exactly know what's going on? Like, they expect you to call it.
Yeah, well, they have that like live RC, right? For 8 scale, there's like a couple of companies that do like full out, like 6 camera shoots, switched live, and and it's like it's like an actual real race coverage, which is cool, but it's not my vibe. But I kind of feel like I'm trying to kind of get into that a little bit. Like, I mean, I do have a 8 input switcher down here. We can do, we can like move the camera around, whatever. I can even show you what's on my screen. And so I might end up doing this stuff at the drift track. We were talking about doing some live streams at my local RC drift track and setting up multiple cameras and actually doing like a full out switched comp, which would be kind of cool. Just to try out, 10 scale drift comp properly covered.
I'll come down for that. I hate drifting. Yeah, man, I'll do it.
I'll
do it for you.
Matt actively dislikes drifting. I mean, out loud.
Man, it's good. It's fun.
Is it? Is it though?
Yeah, it's fun because I'll tell you why. It's fun because it takes an incredible amount of skill. Even with the gyros turned way up, it's quite a difficult thing to get in tandem. But when you're in a just a line of like 6 or 7 cars, it becomes a lot of fun, and it's kind of a balancing act between all the cars, and trying to get control of that is a lot of fun. And I mean, I would say that my eyes water the most with RC drifting because like you just kind of forget to blink a little bit. But there's no
I thought
stress,
you were crying because it was so boring.
I was like,
See, I can see it. I feel like Matt has the severe lack of, like, during a competition crawling, which is a slow thing anyway. He's still just like, okay, we'll just kind of go. I'm like, go, move, like fast. You gotta go. Like, hurry up.
I'm not good with speed, I guess. It's probably a good way to put it. Anyway, DK has a good question for you regarding drift, which is something that you seem to like. What would you recommend for a starter drift car that you won't grow out of in a week?
Yeah, so I always tell people to go visit their local drift track. And I feel like that is the best way. I assume that it's the same with a racing series. Like, you just want to pick a platform that is popular and local to you. And the thing with drifting is it's a fairly fickle thing. You need to know how to set up a car. It's not something that you can just like read an article about and do. You kind of have to know how to set these cars up. So my big thing is go to your local track, see what they're running, see if you can pick up a loaner. Usually a track will have a loaner so you can actually try the thing out. I would do that first, only just to feel it out. If you're up for the challenge of becoming very good at controlling these cars and slide, it might not be for you. And I hate to see people jump in and spend, even on an RTR, 500 Canadian dollars, 350 US dollars, 400 US dollars, and then just hate it. So I would definitely do that. But like,
I don't even need to spend the money.
I already know.
Yeah. It's budget. It's budget dependent, right? Like, there are companies like 3 Racing, Sakura D5 chassis that is like under 130 US dollars. That's probably the best way to go. But you're gonna need somebody to help you set that thing up because it's just gonna do donuts. You're gonna have a tough time getting it to drift properly without having somebody set it up. The cheaper the chassis, the more slop, the more you got to shim things, make things tight. You got to kind of play around with weight distribution, that kind of stuff. So,
are we talking about practice? We talking about practice?
Practice. It's hard, man. It's not an easy thing to learn.
Is it all-wheel drive still, or is it
no,
the rear?
No. No, now all-wheel drive's almost been shunned now out of the community
because it's too easy.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it's actually it's really fast and it's more aggressive.
Perfect.
You got to like put more power
Yes.
into it. You're going to be smacking things around. Like it's just.
I'm in.
You just labeled John.
Yeah, exactly. Let's do this.
Exactly what he wants.
Yeah. Plus, like, I'm a sucker for like Japanese and European like 90s, 80s, and 90s cars. Like, and I kind of feel like I just fell into that because of just sort of like my. If I had the money, I would have an E30 wagon. You know what I mean? And so I don't. So you end up building one with the cage in it, right? And then I even 3D printed the louvers.
Yeah.
See there, the freaking louvers, exhaust.
Nice.
It's nice. I mean, the cage is a little thick, but whatever. We like thick. I like thick.
Done. Sold again. So I've got a couple. Do I have 2 drift cars or just one? I can't remember. I've got a FXXD, older MST. I thought I had another one. I don't remember.
Nobody cares.
But I had a D3 back in the day, all-wheel drive. When that was the new. It had just came out when I ordered it.
Yeah.
And which was crazy because the front motor like way up there. It's just how drift constantly is changing now. It's like nope, motor's in the back. Oh, motor's super high now. No, we're gonna put it in the.
They're doing weird things now, man. They're putting batteries up really high. You can move the battery back. You can put the battery right at the back. Some engines are rear engine. Now they have something called active rear tow, which is crazy. So when the car squats in a corner, the outside wheel straightens out. So you end up getting more exit speed out of your drift. There's like all these like little tiny things that are just like insane. Insane.
All to just spin around a track without
not quite spin around. Yes, but no.
Drift around.
Almost halfway. Yeah. Halfway.
I've seen Tokyo Drift. I know what you guys are talking about.
I think I know a thing or two about.
Yeah, danger manifold. I get it. Right. Daniel Meredith, thank you. Switch gears a little bit here. Was K-pop in charge of cinematography for Flying Cars?
Did
Have you watched Flying Cars?
I'm so sorry. I forgot.
I was over.
It's over. I'm out.
I told him yesterday. I said there was a requirement.
I do it.
I will say though, it's really put it on. It's really nice to have a fellow YouTuber on the show who does live streams because your sound is great, your video is great, no dropouts. You're not using your telephone. This is really great. Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me.
Now that we've shamed all the guests we've had, thanks, Matt.
Well, they all suck.
I got something to show you guys.
Oh, all right. What you got? Sounds big.
Is that the Porsche body?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's the Porsche body.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's so big.
It's a bathtub.
Yeah, like seriously, it seriously is a bathtub.
You could put a baby in that.
You just
like 10
print
scale
rubber
body right there.
print Rubbermaid right on the side, like.
Right?
Now that is for
a
5th scale, obviously, but.
Yes.
But what?
Not
what goes under something like that?
Not a vintage HPI, that's for sure. This is actually going on a Yankee pan chassis 5th scale.
Pan or Pam?
Pam.
Pan. No, pan. Isn't it a pan because it's a pan? I don't know. Maybe not. What do I know? No, it's on my wall. I don't think you guys can see it, but because there's a TV in the way. But
there's not another camera angle that could go up to the wall. Now I'm disappointed.
8 cameras?
Yeah, they do. Wait, what do you mean? All right, hold on. Let's see here. 3. Camera 3. Right? What?
Whoa!
Straight close up. What?
Uh-oh.
It's shaky because there's no stabilization. You can see it there in the wall. I'm gonna switch it because this should be on a tripod. Dang it! But yeah. So there's that. That's coming. That's gonna be the Huna. Obviously the Hunapus. The Huna Pegasus. Pegasus. Pegasus.
I think go with
Huna-
puss.
Huna
Hunapus
Pegasus.
that works.
Pegasus.
You know what?
Yeah,
I'm not.
that's gonna be,
I usually love.
Is the engine going to explode before you actually drive
Right,
it?
multiple times.
I hope so.
I usually like or am fully on board with most of the names that Hoonigan chooses, but
Yeah, it's a bad name.
This-
ruined it.
this time I was
It's
just
not
like,
good.
no, I don't like it. I mean, I heard the whole story,
Well, I
how
like
they
it.
chose it and everything. It's just like, not on board.
No. They just should have called it the Huna Pig and be done with it,
Yes, exactly.
Makes sense.
Just be done.
right?
That makes too much sense. But yeah, so that's coming.
Where were
on the
we
channel,
that
which is
day?
going to be pretty crazy.
Are you going to paint it like the Huna Pig?
Yeah, I've already been creating my own font, ripping off the font from the actual Huna Pig. I'm gonna call it the Huna Pig. Let's call it the Huna
Yeah.
Pig.
Good enough.
Because it's not a font. It's like some dude like drew it out, right? So I'm stealing all the letters.
Something Andrew.
Yeah. He's like one of the He's just like a pop art guy. Yeah. So I'm like taking like little letters from the whole livery and I'm making my own. So
Oh man, that's great. That's
yeah, it
very
should
cool.
be pretty sweet when it's done. Yeah.
I
and I also
would
have
like
a-
to see that.
Yeah, and I also have a friend who designed the dashboard for me. So I have like a perfect E30. I mean, it's not Huna Pig or whatever, but it is scale E30 dashboard for it. And we're doing twin turbos at the back. So it's going to be like inspired by, the livery is going
Yes.
to be very much that, but we're still going to kind of do the WRB kind of thing to it. I don't know if
Yeah, that
you guys know WRB.
that makes sense, and I think appropriate still. Honestly, just doing things like that in 5th scale, it almost like as the scale gets smaller, like things get. I feel like they're almost more difficult.
Is that a headlight bucket?
Yeah, so this is a
Resin
headlight
printed.
bucket that I designed. Yeah, resin printed. I designed for Cardinal Racing, so he's selling these for the MCD MXR5 or XR5. Jeez, I don't know why I always add M there. But yeah, it's another 5th scale monster that is not vintage, very much a current chassis. That hopefully I'm gonna trade with Matt at some point, so he can rip that thing 6S and really
Yes.
feel the power, man. That thing's pretty nutty.
We're gonna have to go out together so one of us can film it.
Oh yeah. course.
Right, and
Yeah.
then both of you can help to collect the parts.
No,
that's fine.
I won't. I promise I won't break
Let's
it.
break it. No, let's break it, man.
No, I mean, I'm sure it will be perfectly safe. You should see him drive his bashers.
Shut up,
All right.
man.
Is he like
No,
right on?
I'm good. No, I'm good with them. I'm good with
I-
them. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Man, every freaking time I take out this damn thing, I like shred a diff. I don't know
Yeah.
what's wrong with me, man, but I'll shred it. Like it's
It's not
it'll
you.
totally-
No, that
it's probably
yeah,
this weight.
It's not you.
Front.
It's them.
yeah, exactly. I think that's probably.
That's
It's just a
That's a
thing.
thing.
It's just
Yeah,
a
the
thing.
Super Baja.
That's a
is
regular
that Super
Baja.
Oh, just a Baja Ray. The Baja Rays
That's just the Baja Ray.
were well known for some diff shredding, so it's not just you.
Yeah.
I mean, I put like metal aluminum diff cups in there and hoping that it would have remedied, but no, man. I also did the smaller pinion. It's on 3S instead of 2S, which apparently was like quite taxing on the motor.
I mean,
it was heating it up.
yeah, but there's some of that stuff, like, it was still just kind of like, yeah, if you don't put any power to it, they don't explode. I'm like, well, yeah, I get that, but that's not also,
It's not really how it works
yeah, like, no.
for RC.
Like, yeah, like, you're not going to allow that. So some of the things we talked about earlier before you joined us, you show a lot of your design kind of work or process during your videos.
Or is it process?
Process, yes, you fun Canadians.
Process or
Now-
process?
Chanel. I don't know.
You design in a non-parametric, like SketchUp. what are you using?
Yeah, SketchUp. I'm using SketchUp only because you know when you start to use something for so long, you kind of get comfortable with it, and you still curse it daily, but like you've just become very good at it, and it just you kind of start to think in the terms of the application that you're using. I'm like that with Premiere. I can pretty much breathe in Premiere super fast with it. So I'm starting to get that with SketchUp, even though I freaking curse it daily.
I see it, and I see you draw. Like, and you're really good. Like, what you're doing there, it's super impressive. And I'm just like,
is pretty fantastic.
I'm just like, I know the limitations of SketchUp and like I'm just like, why is he not using Fusion? And then
yeah, exactly. We talked about this a little bit when we got together. It's just a function of what you know and what you've done.
That's the thing with 3D though. Like 3D, it's all the same. They're all the same. If it's not NURB style drafting, like it's just finding the buttons. You just got to do it because you're leaving so much on the table. Yeah. But I do like seeing the difference of the design process. Last night on your live stream, I was watching for a little bit, and you were showing a time lapse from I think that maybe that one you're playing in the background, which is a drift car that you were working on. And actually watching you like scanned a part, and then you were just like clicking points along it. And
no, that I don't usually do it that way. I just needed for tolerances and clearance, so I just did it quick that way. I was just doing it fast. I wouldn't have done it usually that way. Like I would probably have circled it out and really blocked out the geometry, but I didn't need it because it's something that it's an aluminum part.
It's already there. You're just using it for reference.
I just want to know the size.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's actually RS 200.
Nice.
Rad project.
M scale. Yeah, super rad. Actually, I've got something else that's super rad that I don't think anybody knows I have. Maybe in the comments, do these guys know what rally car this is?
Is that a
This is a super
that's
rare.
That's
the mid-engine,
isn't it?
The mid-engine or rear, like mid-engine turbo one?
Mid-engine, yeah.
God,
no, it was not turbo. It was it was a 6-cylinder mid-engine. It was the loudest B, Group B car that they ever made. They had to wear headphones. This is actually a Metro, so this is made by Land Rover. It is a Metro 6R4. 6R4.
I gotta look that up because I don't know that one.
Yeah, I was just.
Yes.
Damn it. Well, there was a museum in Nashville, and I was wondering if that was the one that I saw at that.
Wow, yeah.
Interesting.
That's amazing.
Andrew Rains, thank you very much.
Nitro.
His donation says, just to help encourage K-pop to not let Matt drive it.
Hey!
Oh, no. You guys, I mean, come and hang out on my channel. You'll see how I treat my RC cars, man. Like, there's a reason we RC, and it's so that we can bash the shit. Like, I mean, it's just all about, like, getting them to go fast.
That's exactly what Matt says all the time. Like,
that is my mantra. That's how I live. One crash at a time.
And I'm lucky too because with the MCD, that's pretty much a sponsored project with Cardinal Racing. So, if we do end up shattering anything quite badly, I mean, I could easily just contact Cardinal and see what they can do for us.
All I have to say is some idiot broke it.
Yeah, like
gave him the controller, and he said he was going to be good to it.
I'll be really mad if we shatter it and the cameras aren't rolling. I think that's where I'd
that is. But, when it's all for nothing. That's the.
Yeah.
Let's
always
set
keep
it on
the cameras on.
Let's set it on fire. In fact, the neighbor project here has provisions for smoke bombs. So we've got these two little circles here and these 30-second smoke bombs going here. You pull the tether and it's just sprays smoke out the back. So we're gonna definitely catch this thing on fire when we're shooting it, and I'm looking forward to just like straight up.
So
K-pop. Josh knows all about lighting cars on fire.
So,
but this is movie prop
into
stuff,
those,
not the actual thing.
I looked into trying to find some of those good smoke bombs like that were like for photography and things like that. And I was having a really hard time finding them at the time. It was something totally unrelated to YouTube. I can't remember what I was searching for.
Right.
But the smoke bombs I ended up finding that, again, not for YouTube at all, were actually pest smoke bombs.
Oh, no. Yeah. No,
And
that's not what
I had to create
I can hear you.
I had to make a fireproof box that went inside of the car, or not the car. It was not a car, but it worked really well.
Yes, it was a car.
It worked really well,
It
but
was a
then
car.
it started on fire as well and slightly melted the rear of that Kyosho body.
It's also that it wasn't in the spirit of the actual
It absolutely
challenge,
was.
but no, it wasn't.
Yeah, this is what they look
Yes.
like.
Yeah.
I might
Yes.
have to cover my face to get it to focus.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. So these come in different times. This is a 30-second one, maybe even a 25-second one. The shorter the time, the less hot they get. So 25
Right.
seconds. After burning this for 25 seconds, I can hold this, and it will.
And there's
totally
no
fine.
flame
But I
involved?
know. Oh, flame comes
Okay,
out.
yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. No,
So what we're
that's
gonna have
great.
to do is shoot at really high speed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a whole ton of these. So what we'll do is we're just going to do a whole bunch of runs. Yeah, definitely 120 frames per second 4K probably is what we're planning. Yeah, we'll see. And I hope it catches on fire because I kind of feel like that is the nature of Cletus McFarlane's burnouts.
It is.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
Now it's
something.
It is a 3D printed body, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So,
PLA.
PLA. Yeah. PLA.
Yeah, okay.
No, it might be PETG.
PETG?
ETG.
Okay, all right. Well,
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
it's a little better.
Yeah.
It's still gonna get a little melty. I believe.
Yeah. I just
I
can
don't,
see
I
that.
don't care, man. Like,
It's gonna
the whole thing.
it's gonna look very early 2000s Lincoln. Like just
Yeah, right.
Jay Walker had a question. What build would K-pop save from a fire first?
Oh,
Nice wheels, by the way. That's very accurate.
None of them. None of them, man. Let's burn it down.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I got
That's
too
what
many
I have
cars.
said too.
yeah,
Get the wife and the pets out of here, and that's it.
I can't
Yeah,
even
no.
Then the Ripper.
the RCs wouldn't even be like one of my top 10 thoughts.
Nope.
Right?
Like
Maybe
I'd honestly-
we're just in a position of privilege that way.
I'd
It's just
honestly I'd like want to
I don't
save a
care.
hard drive first. I'd like
Oh,
dragging my
oh.
NAS server out first. I'm like, all the RCs are on here. Like, just
My pornography. I would save the pornography.
yeah.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what kind of brought you into this fifth scale world. Like that's sort of where your bread and butter started with fifth scale, right? Like
Yeah, I
that
don't
was your
know.
first love. How was it that you went, you know what? I want really big, noisy stuff. That's what I want first.
I was mountain biking a lot in the early 2000s. Actually, trials riding. I don't know if you guys know what trials riding is, but it's kind of like Macaskill kind of, but like more hoppy. Anyway, and I had a whole bunch of friends that we would mountain bike together all the time, and we were at the World Mountain Bike Championship in Quebec, and we rented a little place, and I remember just like looking through just scanning my phone and seeing an HPI Baja, and I was like, oh my god, this is it, right? It was an HPI SS kit, and it was like 2-stroke gasoline engine. It was massive. It comes in a kit. You had to put it together, and you had to paint it. It was just like it kind of like reminded me of like my first RC car as a kid in the mid 90s. You know, it was a Traxxas Blue Hawk, Blue Eagle. It was like it was like Traxxas made kits. Believe it or not,
Right.
they made kits at some point. So, and then you become for school, right? You just become way too cool, and then you just kind of put RC away until you get a real job. And when you get a real job, you're like, I got a little bit of disposable income. I kind of want to build something. It just got that itch, the itch of the
Right.
just putting a screwdriver. It wasn't even about driving it so much as just building it. I think it's always been that way for RC with me. It's always been an engineering thing. It's always been about tinkering with things, and this large scale massive thing just looked so awesome. And forums were a big thing. I know you guys know.
Right.
Forums were a big thing at that time, so you start to kind of like snowball into the community. And Baja Addicts was around. That's how I met Hemistorm. So Hemistorm and I know each other from like early 2000 days. With the Bajas, he's got a
Right.
whole bunch of Bajas.
Yeah,
as well.
that was his
and
area too.
Yep.
That's
And
right.
then the Losi 5 came out, and he created the Penta body, which was super cool. It was just it was a cool community to be a part of at the time, and I even went to the East Coast Nationals at Digger's Dungeon. We did a couple of videos there of that whole trip. That was kind of awesome.
I think fifth scale.
So yeah, it just became.
It made so much sense back then in general, just because it's exactly like that. It's like if you're not into RC, it's just like this is a huge RC, and I can just buy it and be honest. Like the cost if you're in mountain biking, it's like, oh, it's $1,000. It's like, okay, well, that's not that bad compared to my mountain bikes. Like, sure, let's dive in.
Yeah. I was having this conversation with my buddy Nash the other day about how cheap fifth scale can actually be, because it's usually just that main first investment. A lot of these platforms can just stay pretty much stock. There's like 4 or 5 upgrades that you need to do to keep it going, but other than that, it's once you make those initial investments, it's just axle boots. That's like pretty much the only thing that you're buying on there. That motor's gonna last like 10 gallons, 20 gallons. It's just it's insane how much runtime you get on these things. We had a friend living out in the country. We made our own track, and I quite literally ran that car 45 minutes at a time, 5 or 6 tanks. And then the carburetor got too hot, and it started to kind of like diesel and like lean out a little bit. And then you had to stop because it just got too hot. It heat soaked the engine basically. But yeah, no, what a blast. It was such a blast. And I feel like that's why I bought all of the Bajas. We've got 7 Bajas, is just to kind of bring back that like community and try to like get people back to doing that again.
I guess that's
it. That's it. I'm getting one.
Part of it. I don't know. Like for me, like I guess. Well, currently I'm building new comp trucks that are kind of like the old ones that we used to have. But at the same time, I like think back about how RC was when I started and the cars that I had when I started, and I don't want anything to do with that. Like I'm glad that we went past it. And like,
Josh doesn't have any nostalgia in his body.
I know.
It doesn't exist for him, and it's so annoying because there's something really, really, really primal and fun about going back to where you started.
But we came further than that for a reason.
Yeah, but you have to go back in order to know where you've ended up.
I'm not putting a mechanical ESC in anything ever again.
No, of course.
There are limits. There's limits.
There are limits,
right?
But it's really nice sometimes. I'm going to put this in the chat. Vintage, it's going to be a poll. I'm making a poll because
like it's cool to find like the old vintage new stock, of things, and kind of like incorporate that into this sort of new style.
Let's.
That's what.
What
it's about.
What are you putting for a poll, Matt?
I put nostalgia. Yes or no?
Oh, can we do it without using that word? Because I can't spell that.
You ding dong. Nostalgia.
Oh, I went IGA.
Nostalgia.
Whatever. I did spell it wrong. I was just being a smartass, and then I did spell it wrong.
No, you need nostalgia, especially if it's like, I mean, if you're new to the hobby, you're creating these, creating these memories that you're going to want to look back on in the future. But like, I mean, how long have we been doing this? It's been 15, 20 years at least.
There's been a lot of advancements. And it's made the hobby more fun and more exciting.
Better.
And cheaper.
But you can still take, and you can still take those things from the past, update them, just like all of like Kyosho and Tamiya and everybody does the re-re's, and they put new stuff and new running gear in it so it can handle brushless and still do all that stuff.
Yeah,
I drool over those Kyosho re-releases like daily. I'm like, do I have the $599 to get one of those
for an Optima Midge?
Yeah, right, like chain driven or whatever. I don't know. That one's chain driven, right? I'm not.
Yeah, but they do include a belt, so it doesn't have to be chain driven.
Yeah,
make it chain driven.
Josh is just too much about progress.
Oh, I'm into progress too. I mean, it's a good time to
we
be
all are. It's a great time
in
the hobby. It's a golden age again.
Yeah.
You
can make anything you want.
That's the thing that's changed it all. Right, is 3D printing has made this a a hobby that you can make anything you need.
And
it's not even
it's so different.
Sorry, Josh.
Yeah, it is just so different from what, before. It was just like you literally had to whittle stuff out with a Dremel, and it was awful.
Right.
What I actually, part of it that I enjoy the most is that I do think that 3D printing is massively overused. I love 3D printing, but how I see it being used a lot, I'm just like, I think that is way overused, and I don't think that it looks all that great in many situations, and that's where I get like a little like, Like I wish people would dive into looking at building cages out of metal, because it's not that hard and it looks infinitely better. And
I would love
like so much of that. I totally get it, but what I think I appreciate the most is how much people are investing into learning how to design now. I think that is the coolest part. Whenever I see someone like diving in, like, I made this in Tinkercad and they've never opened it. I opened it in a web browser and I can make this thing. I'm like, that's freaking awesome, because there was no desire for people to do that before. Like,
no, that has changed the game for sure.
And also, I mean, I know this is kind of becoming a little bit more prevalent with a lot more like experienced makers, but the fact that you can do low runs of certain things from companies overseas is another massive game changer. The fact that you can get water jet cutting, you can get CNC milling done for small runs, you can get circuit boards, you can get one circuit board made.
Yeah.
Back 20 years ago, it would have been like minimum order 400, and if you made a mistake on that board,
too bad.
No.
It's
Williams Lake Scale Off-Road. Thank you very much. Maybe Josh will get it in 10 years. I doubt it. Josh won't get it on his deathbed.
See, I think that it comes from
that old stuff is garbage.
It comes from the engineer side of me. Like, I want to try, and I'm always trying to design something better or different. And it's like, well, I put all that freaking work into trying making it better, and you want to go play with this? This thing sucked then, and it's 20 years later. It sucks worse. Like,
I want to feel that pain again.
Oh, you guys are crazy.
It's part of that. Yeah, no.
Yeah, masochists. We're just masochists.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the only way I slightly agree with it is in video games.
Grand
see, that's
Grand Theft Auto 5 again, or
that? No, like I'm downview Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, Grand Theft. Yeah.
That was pure garbage.
It was pretty bad, but Super Mario Brothers,
RC Underdog just said, "Josh, who hurt you?"
The past, man. The past.
You should put it in perspective, because Josh, you work for the industry, right? Like this is your bread and butter.
Now as well. Yeah, I believe that I had this feeling before, but
okay.
I think that it is.
But you're always thinking about
Yes.
evolving the industry, and that's kind of where your goals are in the hobby. My goals in the hobby are just to maybe set things on fire and make cool videos.
I'm just here to have fun and share some of that with people. And if it means building an old piece of shit car that nobody liked, even when it was brand new, I'm still going to do it, because there's a part of me that wants to relive those childhood moments of like driving that thing for the first time and being like, yes, I built it and it works. Now I just want to do that again.
And I love the kit bashing side of the hobby too. I love being able just to look at my parts bin and then just repurpose things and kind of glue them together to make something new. And having old kits around, it seems to be a great, junkyard of parts to pull.
DK just said, "Can't trust the opinion of a juggalo." Josh's musical tastes always let him down.
Terrible.
Oh no.
I totally own that. But listen, if you didn't like ICP for a little while in your late teens, or did you really grow up in the 90s or 2000s?
Yes, I did, and I don't. Aldrez Z1, thank you very much. Cheers to beers, boys.
Yeah, Guillaume, man. Hope you're having
a good friend of
Wednesday.
Yours? Oh, nice.
Yeah. He's a regular on Tall Can Tuesday on the live stream.
Very good. I'm having a short can non-alcoholic Coors Edge.
What?
Oh, what? Yeah, what? All right.
You're-
I mean,
I
it's
got
Wednesday.
stuff to do tomorrow.
So have water. Like,
Ew, no.
what's the
I'd rather have the taste of a beer.
non-alcohol?
I
You can't have one.
carbonate it.
This is worse than any of your fermented fruit beers. Like,
Hey, don't make fun of my AC.
The booch? The booch? No.
Shh.
I made it in my toilet.
Shush, Josh, you drink warm soda.
Yeah, exactly.
Room temperature soda. Thank you.
Room temperature flavored water.
Or soda. I like room temperature soda too.
It's water.
Yes.
Let's close that poll and look at the results.
So, on my side, 82% of the people want nothing to do with nostalgia.
That's
Wow.
92% said yes on my side.
Maybe I
So-
read the results backwards. I don't really. It's hard to say. I spelled it wrong, so I have to flip them. See.
There we go.
17% of
Yeah,
the
it's
people.
like yes to nostalgia, no, or yes to nostalgia, yes.
Yeah.
Just to confuse people. They're like, I don't know. Is there a third option?
Yeah,
So- K-pop, when are we getting out? I wanna drive big cars.
Soon, man. Whenever. I got a calendar over here, so I'm thinking I'm gonna take a week off. Not next week, but the week after. So that'll be probably a good time to just sort of like. So the 25th to the 29th. I'm gonna try to get that off, so I can. I'm planning on doing a bunch of content so that I can kind of bank. Because I'm an idiot, and I'll just shoot one video when I go out. I like, really don't. Yeah. Dang.
No.
I need. Yeah. Right. You gotta.
You gotta shoot like 4 or 5 things in a day.
I don't do that.
Otherwise,
I shoot one thing.
What are you doing?
See, I got that one track mind.
I do too.
Can't, I don't know. It's
I want to
hard.
shoot it and then I want to edit it, and
There it is.
I feel like right now I went and I did that Rubicon and Rob's Resort run before Axio Fest, and if I don't get home from doing that and then start editing it, I like lose.
Oh no, dude!
I
I've got a whole
Matt-
hard drive filled with projects ready to go.
can't. If I go back to it, I'm
Because
just like,
Matt and I are both like editors, like in real life. So sometimes that's the last place you want to be is jumping back on an editing machine.
yeah.
But yeah, sometimes it's kind of gets a little bit painful. It's like hard to just spend another 8 hours in front of the computer, especially if you're like doing stuff you don't want to do for 8 hours before that. But I don't know.
I mean, I live on the
Yeah.
computer as well, but
Oh.
it not editing. So I get. Yeah, I don't know.
Speaking of, we should talk about that because one of the things that I really enjoy about your channel is the style of edit that you do.
Oh,
You're-
thanks, man, yeah.
It's very well produced, and if you guys haven't watched any of K-pop stuff, you should really go check it out because he spends a lot of time in some of the stuff that I just like. I'm like, I don't have time to do that, but it adds so much production value that it's totally worth checking out. Like honestly, all the back catalog. It's a great way to watch.
I like started working for Much Music, which is basically MTV Canada. So I was working in like youth music television for a large part of my like professional career, and I kind of feel like that's where I got that from because we were just being wild. Like at the time, the YouTube didn't exist. The internet was kind of like still shitty. So crappy. And so we were just doing like wild edits. Like it was about being fun and just going wild with stuff. So I kind of feel like that's where I got that from. That's kind of structure and sort of like cutting out the ums and ahs and the breaths and just like really getting things like tight. But I have to admit though, I am sort of not too concerned about that lately because it ends up taking a lot of time. And right now with YouTube, it's almost like a quantity over quality game right now. With a lot of things.
Yep.
And you can't. I just can't spend a month on a video right now. So
Yeah.
now I'm like trying to make it like 8 hours minimum. Like that's the max. Like I'm trying to make that the max. It usually spills into the next day. But yeah, I'm trying to do 8-hour edits. It's still hard.
It's still a real challenge, and especially when you have to cut to a deadline. That's the other thing that I'm finding now, because I'm just starting to do like a regular show every week that isn't live, where I actually have to spend time filming it and doing the work and editing it and putting it out at the same time every week, and that is a huge challenge. I mean, that's what I do and what you do in our day to day, but it's different when it's your hobby.
Yeah, totally. And somebody told me this on the live stream yesterday. They were like, "This is no longer your hobby," and I'm like, "Ooh!" And it was kind of like it bit hard. It hurt me a little bit, because it was like that. The reason that I do this is just for fun, and now I'm starting to realize that it's like maybe it's not that much fun anymore. It's not the kind of fun that it's just not the kind of fun that it used to be, where it was so airy, breezy, and it didn't matter. Like now, I'm like, I'm trying to get the stats. I'm trying to do clickbait, trying to do legit bait, whatever. You're trying not to you're trying to grow an audience, and then all of a sudden like June hits and I lose 130 subscribers, and I don't know why. Like, how did this happen? What happened? Don't know.
Yeah.
It's a fickle process.
It is.
Yeah, it is. And I think if you focus on that stuff, that's where it starts to really hurt, right? So as long as you're making the content that you want to make and you're having a good time, I think that's still the primary focus. And I think people will see that in the stuff that you're making.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it is,
hoping.
but at the same time, it's such a weird, I do like the analytics side and seeing kind of what works and what doesn't. But at the same time, like, I think a lot of us, we know what would work. But at the same time, you're just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do top 10 lists and shootout, this versus that. It's just like, I'm not going to do that. Like, there's such crappy videos and like so many holes in the whole process. It's just like, I don't want to do them.
It's true.
And
I do have to admit, sometimes lists can be good as long as there's two people and there's conflicting opinions. So, if it can work on Top Gear with Clarkson and the gang, it can work. It can be good.
It would be great if we could all have that though. Like, but we're all just guys in a freaking spare bedroom of their house who are pointing
thousands of miles away.
Yeah, it's just like, it would be so nice if you could have, a live show that there was two, with two people at the same place or doing whatever. Yeah, like we have. Yeah.
Well, good. That means, all right. Well, Josh.
Yeah, honestly, it's
omnipresent robot. You need an omnipresent. You need an iPad on a little robot. RC, it's topical.
The hitchhiking robot.
What's going on?
Hey, 713 Ace RC, thank you very much. K-Pop, will you let Matt try the roller stroller? Or is it the troller stroller?
Stroller, yeah. So we motorized a children's stroller and we put it on 8S, and it's a handful. It's a damn handful. Because the weight is so far back, it just wants to wheelie, but the front wheels spin like this. So it's actually the most hilarious thing. And then we've got
I love that video. And I was surprised that one did not do more. I thought for sure that was going to get picked.
Those are one of those videos that it's like, those they seem like it could just be 10 million views, or it ends up with 4.8 thousand, and it's just like,
and that's it.
Like, why?
Skid the kid.
Thanks to Aaron, which is my buddy Fat Jesus, hobby turned job. He was my my friend from back in the day in KC, and he traveled all over with us back in the comp days. FJ is what we called him. Hobby turned job, Josh, huh? Yes, but still a hobby.
Jesus.
In a totally different. I still do like this. This is still totally different than work. Like,
right, because this isn't. You're not Vanquish when you're on this channel. You're
cannot represent.
Yeah, I've got.
I'm glad it's still a small company, and then Vanquish isn't like, that's conflict of interest. You can't have your own opinion.
Well, yeah, and that was like an agreement before I agreed to do the whole thing, a way ahead of time. Even when my channel was just smaller than it is still, not massive, but like it was like, hey, this is I want to do that. And I think it's an asset
to lose weight To lose weight, would Fat Jesus do CrossFit? That's a good one, Adam. That's good.
Yes.
Because cross.
Yeah.
All right.
No, we got it.
Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Dad. But yes, I think at the end of the day, we're all here to have a good time, right?
Yeah, man.
It's RC stuff. It should be fun.
Yeah.
I think the main thing for me is that, like, you know, with this channel, it's something that I can 100% control, and it's like the things that I want to do. And maybe I've gone away from that, being so concerned about the analytics and the numbers, and maybe I need to get back to more of that, and that kind of free way of thinking, and that's what I should do. That's what I should do. Like, that's what we should all be doing. You're right, Matt. It's got to be still fun, and if it isn't fun, then there's got to be change for sure.
Yes,
for sure. I mean, I'm having fun.
Here's a good question, just an outside of YouTube question. K-pop, wife and kids? Family man or
no, I have a disposable income. I do not have any kiddos.
We got
and I have
it's weird if you
all of these
all of the things that
children.
all three you have a ton of time to make useless YouTube videos, don't have kids.
Don't have kids, man. Don't have kids.
You mean you don't have to get up and take the kids to hockey?
Yeah, I know. I have a very patient lady friend that deals with all this stuff. Thank God, though, just like you grandfathered your channel into your career and not being a conflict of interest, I also grandfathered my YouTube career into my relationship. So,
I was similar.
So the YouTube channel was first. YouTube channel was first, and then the girlfriend came along.
Well, there's been a couple of yeah, no. The first one was like a textile artist, so we had like this amazing loft. You know, it's like a single. Don't live in a single room with your partner. You can't slam any doors. There's only a bathroom that you can get away from each other. But the factory space was amazing. It was amazing. Now I've got this little tiny room.
That was the other thing we talked about a little bit that I wanted to kind of touch on is space is at a premium where we are, especially.
Same here,
outside
California,
and inside.
But
well, not outside.
Not outside
though.
as
you have
much.
places
Agreed.
to go. But with K-pop and I both being in the city, it's a little bit more challenging to go out and play with our toys. It's even more challenging, though, to have the space to store them and to work on them. Yeah. And, you know, is that something that you would ever see in your future, like getting a dedicated space to
every day
do this out of?
Yeah. Every day I look. Every day I'm looking at industrial lease, and I'm starting to learn all about like net. Then like how that rent even works, which is it's so much different than just like a regular house rent. Yeah. The problem is that you know, it's 1,000 right now. 1,000 square feet is around $2,500 a month, and that is not including all of the other hidden costs that they add on there. So like where heating, gas, and electricity, and other like maintenance fees that they tack on a monthly fee. It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's really difficult to find a space, but I'm still kind of looking. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this channel. If the channel starts doing really well, which I doubt, because we're going to start having more fun, which means it's not going to do that. Right? Damn it. What have we done? We picked the wrong niche,
Yeah, we
guys.
have.
We picked the wrong
For
niche.
sure.
We definitely did. Yeah. Let's all just get into bashers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just Nerf guns. You know.
Is that a thing?
Lego kits.
Or you know what?
Everyday carry.
Yeah. If EDC you got the new pry bar in today, we're going to
made this myself.
We're going to pry some stuff. And
let me get rid of this patina.
Yeah. The remember RC Universe?
Yes.
Jang, right?
Yeah.
So he had one of the
Legos.
He had one of the biggest RC channels.
Yeah.
And he's in San Francisco, not too far from here, Bay Area anyway. Yeah. And yeah, he did didn't didn't have enough room or didn't have anywhere to run them. He was doing basher reviews, and he's just like, nah, we're done, and I'm gonna go to Lego.
Josh, I used to watch him religiously, and I just watch the steady progression, his downhill progression into just anger at the comments, because it was just like, it ended up being that it just became this like cesspool of like negative comments and like random things, and then his local track shut down. There was like some noise bylaws, and then he was just like, I think his Lego channel was doing much better anyway, so he was just like,
this niche is not for me, and he's
not for me.
Just done. It was, but it's wild because those videos are still up. The comments are like disabled or locked or whatever it is.
Yep.
You know, and there's a number.
Every description is, I don't do this anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Read the description. I don't do this anymore. This is why. Go somewhere else. And that was the other one. There was another big YouTube channel at the time, and it was Squirrel OD.
Squirreloid.
And
I call him Squirrel.
His name was Brian. I had talked to him quite a bit, and I remember he had like messaged me one day. He's like, "Yeah, I'm."
Is he the box tapping?
It was just hands. Never his face.
Yeah,
it was just hands.
Yeah, it was just the whole channel was just this. But it was like from this, here.
No, K-pop's got it right. K-pop's
no, he stood in front of the camera.
Tap the top of the body. Tap the top of the body. There you go. That's it. Yes.
And
sure it is.
He was, like I said, I would talk to him at a number of times, and he would shoot his entire content for the year ahead of time, edit it, and upload it all at once for the year.
Oh my God.
But the lighting was rough. It was like yellow, it was dirty.
It was
in there.
early day.
Like I felt every time I'd watch his videos, I'd feel like I was in someone's basement, and it was just like I could smell the mildew. You know, I don't know, but I think that was like you're saying, just like potato cam vision.
Yeah, and it was early day stuff, and he just. I remember, a lot of just some of the early stuff that he would tell me about that just. And he had a very different mentality to YouTube. Like he was making money at the time, quite a bit of it on YouTube. And I remember like my YouTube channel wasn't paying hardly anything. And he told me kind of what he was doing. And he's just like kind of shaming a little bit how the guys who were making money were using it and like spending it on. He's just like, no, like you should just do this. And then you can fully vest an IRA with that just put it, and it was just like totally
smart.
He is a very intelligent guy. Like that was the thing. He just had a whole different mindset for everything he was doing.
His perspective
wild.
Was just slightly different. Yeah,
it was wild. And he just deleted the whole channel, took all the videos off, everything, deleted everything, was done.
Wow. That's why it's no longer there. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And here I am just buying more stupid RC stuff. What am I doing?
The constant flow of things. If you've watched our live streams at all, you know that there's always something.
And there always has to be things that
all that money.
Well, yeah. Well, and there always has to be things that have to go then, and it's just in and out.
God.
Because
and then now I'm so pissed because like you can just buy an iPhone 13 or whatever, and then now you
shoot the whole thing.
These guys are making videos that are better quality than like a Red Cam, with a proper director of photography and a assistant camera. You know what I mean?
I had this argument today with a good friend of mine, and he's like, "Hey, do you have a spare GoPro that you're not using?" I'm like, "I mean, I have them, but like I use them every once in a while. I usually take them on." He's like, "Yeah, I just want to shoot some video it was guitar stuff." I was like, "Just use your phone." And he's like, "It's kind of." I'm like, "No." He's like, "It's a pain." I'm like,
better.
"No, it's not. It's
better."
Just use. He just has like this mental block about just using the phone. Like it's got a nice display. It's got a better camera. The audio is going to be infinitely better. Just use your phone.
Yeah.
Like.
It's connected. You can do your social media right out of the phone, right out of your camera.
You could edit on it if you want. I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
you can. Like if you weren't getting started, do it.
Those. Have you guys ever watched Goon Squad? It's these two young like Ukrainian kids in somewhere in like middle America, and they like restore or rebuild supercars, and they've got like 4 million subscribers. It's nuts. And these guys solely use an iPhone on a gimbal, and they edit in the iPhone. And they're like, it's like 4 million.
Wow.
And you see Cletus walking around, in low light. There's sometimes it's great. It's just nice to have. And also it's disarming. That's another big thing about the phone is like you can walk around with the phone, and it's not like
everyone's filming with their phone.
Because it's just
like I remember like when I started, like if you had a camera, you're just like, oh, like you felt super like I mean, I still feel self-conscious going out and filming at times if there's people around. Like it still is like, I don't like it.
We've had this conversation before. It's so difficult sometimes to not look like an absolute weirdo.
Yeah, I just
but then I show up with a lens like this, and then I just like still look
and
you're even weirder with that.
And then you're pointing it at like I could go film something somewhere else and feel fine, but like I have a toy truck in front of me all of a sudden.
Yeah, when somebody walks by and they see what I'm doing and they look at me and then I look at them and they look at me again and I go, hi.
You know what? Listen, Matt, man, like if you need help shooting, it's like way less awkward with another person holding the camera. So
that's true.
If you need that, just let me know. We can
make that happen.
2 guys huddling around a toy car makes it way less weird.
It kind of does. I don't know.
No, it doesn't.
A little
what
bit.
would you? Owen Flanagan wants to know, in Gory Boggs actually, what would you recommend to start editing videos for RC? If you have an iPhone, use the iPhone.
Get started.
iMovie app.
Like use it to get started. Later on, there's so many benefits to getting off of the phone for editing. Like
100%.
Just get off of the phone for editing as soon as you can. Like I started that way. I did it on a Samsung Note was what I started on. But get off of the phone ASAP, and your productivity will go way up.
So my recommendation is Blackmagic has a software called Resolve.
Yes,
DaVinci Resolve.
It is free. It is free. You
100%
can download
free.
it. And it is a very capable. Actually, I would say that most like full feature films and like commercials use that software for color correction, color grading. So it is a fully featured piece of equipment. This is Blackmagic making things really professional and cheap for everybody, and they're trying to own the market by creating free. Maybe what with that 3D software that you use, Josh.
Fusion 360
used to do. Fusion 360 used to do that, right? They would give away kind of a hobby. Yeah, but you can only do one project at a time.
No, it's 10 files, and you just archive and bring them back. It's still pretty much wide open.
It's still pretty much wide open. There's a few features though.
Uh-oh.
I lost your audio there, Matt.
Did you lost your audio,
headphones die?
Yeah. They're fine now. There's a few things that Fusion 360 doesn't allow in the free version that I actually.
You're out again.
You're cutting out. Go fix your headphones, Matt.
Sorry, it's the phone.
Oh, gotcha.
Connects and then disconnects.
Yeah, getting into a software is it's just. I see some of the comments here. I sit at a computer all day for work. I'm good at sitting there longer. Like, here's the thing. You can do things so much quicker on the computer that you're going to be screwing with a phone less. And that's the whole thing. Like, this stuff isn't.
I hate the phone.
It doesn't make enough or whatever to like you just got to get your editing the content is not the fun part. I think we all agree with that. I don't care if it's your guys' hobby or your guys' professional career. Like, it's not the fun part. It's not the worst.
I don't know, man. The worst part for me is the filming, because there's so many elements of the filming that I forget to do because I'm so focused on the build, and I'm like, if I just figure this out, I'll this will be the next thing I get past, and then I forget to film that whole thing, and then I'm like, damn it.
Goddamn kindred spirits here, man.
Now,
like, holy crap.
And that part of it is just that desire for you to tell the story in a complete way. Like,
yeah.
Like the people that I like, there's Konstantin Bogdanov.
The Russian guy who does the no audio,
just builds everything, and he has like a million different angles, and it's all like close up and then far away, and he shows every single part of the process. I can't do that
I couldn't either.
because there'd be so much I'd have to edit out,
and
it's just like I don't have the time.
I would need somebody else here to do that. Like,
Exactly.
and then that person would undoubtedly annoy the hell out of me. I'm like, what are you doing? Get out of my face. Like,
yeah. That's the other thing is that like I the channels that we have are not big enough to warrant having somebody else do any of the stuff for us.
no.
Right? Like if K-pop and I are going to collab and do some stuff together, that's different because we're still going to go home to our respective houses and edit our own material and make our own videos out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas like having somebody work with us, nope.
Exactly.
Maybe
Mac,
an intern.
Mac or PC for editing?
PC.
Your PC
Oh,
is
I
fine.
hate Macs.
I
feel like a lot of people.
I still love my Macs.
I have
a Mac.
I have my MacBook Pro that I have my same Adobe Premiere on for editing.
Oh,
same license. Yeah.
Josh, the garbage can Mac.
No, MacBook Pro
or is it
laptop.
MacBook.
My editing computer, my normal one is a PC.
Yeah.
So
when I'm on the road or if I'm not in my basement, I'm on my MacBook Pro.
Exactly, same for me.
But otherwise, I'm on the PC.
So at work, we're using Mac Pro garbage cans, but they're 12 years old now, and Premiere is starting to run really, really terribly. Apple has a thing against Adobe. I think it's like a flash war that happened, a good 5 or 6 years ago, and Apple makes its own editing software. So people say that the hardware, Macintosh hardware or Apple hardware, is optimized for Final Cut, but I would disagree and say that it is de-optimized for Premiere. So you're going to find some like just slower exporting and kind of like if you're doing like multicam sequences with
really
like
slows down.
Quite high bit, it really starts to slug and chug on the apples. So and I mean I would much rather spend $3,000 on a PC that could just kill a Mac, like even an M chip Mac right now, and it's kind of like, I don't know. It's like the right to repair too.
Yeah.
There's like a whole bunch of stuff that Apple is just kind of like, I'm not into it. Even though I used to be the biggest Mac fanboy.
I was too, especially for editing, because I was a Final Cut person, and Matt made me change to Premiere, and I'm glad that I did.
You're welcome.
I really like Premiere.
Yeah, it's nice.
I was all in on Final Cut because I learned. Well, I started on my phone. Once I got off of my phone, I went to iMovie on a MacBook Air, and that worked fine for a while. But then going to Final Cut was a big jump, and then going to Premiere.
Wait, which Final Cut? Final Cut
X
6?
10.
Oof.
Oh, X. Weird.
Yeah, it definitely had.
That's a weird one to go.
I
to,
know.
man.
That's a weird one.
Well, it was the first one that was available when I went to that jump, and that's what I heard. Everybody was just like, "Rah, rah, rah," like, give me back the old stuff. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
The timeline. They took away the timeline.
Nostalgia.
Editors' heads explode. I was like, it works fine for me. Like,
Hey man,
I
used to be an
After
Avid
Hours.
editor.
Yeah, good channel.
so
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I used to edit on Avid when I worked for like a couple of major broadcasters, and so we were on Avid for a long time.
Yeah, that's
And
where I
that
started
was a
too.
terrible program.
I did
Terrible.
Sony Vegas for a period before I started my phone, and
Yeah,
I was just
I have a
like,
friend, yeah.
it was just like, this is weird. It was like back then. It was just like, do you want a step up from Windows Movie Maker? We've got the program for you for just
But only
$59.99.
Small step up.
Yeah, it was just
More
barely.
of a stumble up.
It was still like you put a title up and it was a blue screen in the back. It was very weird. Long story, not so long. Get started, make a channel, have fun, make videos on your phone, then get off the phone ASAP.
Yeah. That's good advice. I think
that's
that
great
a lot
advice.
can be done on the phone, but it's even better to have that footage off the phone so you can see what it's going to look like.
Even though I think most people watch most of our videos, Matt, while they're handling
On their phone.
and doing their morning
know.
constitution.
Oh.
Some business.
Oh,
Okay, so
wait.
go ahead.
Guys,
Go ahead.
Could you guys make a poll and ask people if they like 16:9 or 9:16?
People don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Okay, do people like horizontal landscape,
Oh,
or
no.
landscape or portrait Do people know what that
Yes.
would be? Do people want to turn their phone sideways to watch videos?
I think that's more of like a social media stuff, like Reels, right?
Yeah, but a lot of people are
they
true. But I mean, even YouTube with the shorts are starting to sort of like prioritize, right, for the stupid 9:16. Anyway, it's just interesting because like a lot of people are consuming all of their media. Like it doesn't matter if it's just social media or YouTube. A lot of it is on their phone. Like I don't even know how they break their necks, but it's interesting, and I kind of feel like there's a big shift to like portrait editing, which is.
Let's see what people say. This is going to be interesting. While we wait for an answer, what's your major next project? Like I know you showed off the Porsche. Is that the one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's that one's going to be that's for sure happening. And then of course we've got Neighbor, which we're going to set on fire. That's actually happening very soon. I've got the livery already designed, so I just have to print it on vinyl and get it all kind of situated.
Did you do security, or did you do your own twist on it?
Oh, I did security. I did like the full like.
Didn't he
Freedom
spell
Factory
security
livery.
wrong? Isn't like security?
Yeah.
Security.
Yeah. Totally.
Nice.
And then I also kind of updated it already because they like removed the factory logo in the like police star or whatever. There's like a little star there. Now they put FF.
So, gotcha.
Yeah, I've changed it all. I've changed it all for the new livery as well. So it's like ready to go. I don't think he's gonna shout it out or anything, but man, could you imagine if he did?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Maybe you just got to go down there.
Right. It is one of those things, like especially as channels get bigger and bigger, it's just like the amount of things. Like I know somebody who sent them like a replica, not 5th scale, but like it was a 6th or 7th scale replica of Ruby, and it made it about a 10-second clip maybe on the Cletus 2 channel when they used to do like the mail thing.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just, but like they would have 45-minute videos of just like opening packages, and that was years ago, and it wasn't complete.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna waste my time too much. I guess I'm just gonna like because I love the name, like I love what those guys are doing, and I'm a massive fan. Enough of a fan to make a freaking replica.
Well, exactly.
With active suspension, by the way. That thing's got active.
The super scale, right?
Oh yeah, the super scale.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And it's awesome. And also I made the front diff a brake, so I can do line lock burnouts with it.
Yes. Sweet. We did that with our Kyosho.
Like 9 servos.
Yeah, we had the Kyosho Infernos. We did that the line lock front style. Cool. I had to put like 7 pounds on the nose of mine to get it to like
squat
to get it to like to stick in a hole,
not slide.
Yeah.
I used one of these. Just put it right on the front.
I had 3 like 1.5-inch sticks of stainless steel that were about 7 inches long. That they were like remnants from making brake weights at work. So they were my drop pieces. And
oh wow, yes, you guys had to get a weight on it.
Yeah, it was but it was kind of cool because you'd hit the brakes and the front would kind of like duck down realistically, whereas you have the super scale, which will be
there it is,
a fun addition to that whole thing. The super scale kits are so cool.
Turntable.
Like it's better when I push it. You can't really see because it's like a landscape or whatever, but
you should go portrait mode.
Right.
That is very cool. That is going to be a lot of fun. That one.
The whole
it's going to be a good time.
I'm sure the landscape versus portrait thing, as you guys who have been in that space for so long, is such a different thought process. But even like one of the other Canadians that I watch on YouTube is a photographer, Peter McKinnon. Most of you guys probably know him.
Of course.
And he talks about like he goes, I stopped shooting. Like I forgot to hold my camera sideways for so long because everything I've been doing is for social media. So he's only been shooting portrait for long now. It's just like,
So, I mean, I've got Atomos Ninja recorder. It's an external recorder. It actually has like the ability to show me sort of the framing. And because I'm shooting a lot of stuff 4K now, what I'm doing is I'm actually like framing for both. And but that's not really translating a lot into my content that I'm creating on Insta and TikTok. But but it's starting to. That's sort of what I'm starting to do at work a lot as well, because we're doing a lot of social. It sucks when you work for like an actual broadcaster and they start realizing that they're getting more eyes on their content on TikTok and Instagram than they are on television.
Yeah.
So there's like a big switch right now, and I feel like if we don't start thinking about it as content creators, we might just kind of get left in the dust. Yeah.
Yep. Definitely. Sure. It's probably as good a place as any to kind of wrap this up. It's been awesome having you on, K-pop. You've got
no, thanks for having me.
A lot of great projects and a lot of really good fans out there too. So hopefully you've gained a few more from being on the show tonight.
I enjoy the Tuesday shows.
Much appreciated.
I still it's Tuesdays usually when
I can catch them.
I'm usually working in here in the shop when that comes on, because it's a later show for you, right?
Yeah.
It's
like 9:30 and usually ends at around 12. It's Eastern time.
Right. So for me, it's like I'm in here working. Generally, it's like, I throw that on. So always like that one. If you guys need another live stream to watch on Tuesdays, there's an option.
Tall Can Tuesdays is a good one to start
with. Hit the results of the
shout
poll.
out all your 93% landscape.
Yeah, 94% here.
Landscape. Wow. Okay, great. Good. Okay, I like that because I hate freaking portrait.
Shout out all your social media isms if you've got them.
Yeah, so it's K-pop RC on Instagram. It's K-pop RC on YouTube, of course, and on TikTok it's K-pop RC official, because let's face it, there's a lot of Korean pop on TikTok, and like there was no way I was getting K-pop RC on TikTok. But there's not a lot of stuff on TikTok. I'm gonna start making more videos on there, just to sort of feel it out. Let's see what happens.
I'm using it just because their creation tools are so much better. Like,
they are pretty good.
I just make it there so I can post it on Instagram.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, I gotta play with it more. I will.
It's worth it. So
give it a go.
Good having you on, man.
Thank you very much for having us on. Yeah, definitely.
Guys, thanks a lot.
Final one came in here. 713 Ace RC. Gotta go, guys. Thank you very much. Please do what makes you happy. You live once. I'll finish the vid later. That's great. Thanks so much, Christos. It's been great.
Yeah, guys, thanks a lot. I'll just like close this call and then you guys end the show. Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much.
All right, guys. Yep. See you guys.
Take care. Thank you so much.
Later.
See you again.
Thanks,
I'll be in touch too.
All right.
Heck of a guy.
I've really enjoyed adding more guests.
Yeah.
Mine's not showing up, of course, but
do this more often. So if this is something that you like, people in RC from all aspects of RC, not just from the company side, but also other YouTubers or other people you want to see on the show, throw a comment in after the live stream is over. Throw a comment in with who you want to see, and we'll see if we can reach out and get them.
Yeah, it's been fun. The every other week format has worked pretty well. Helps keep things new, and I've watched a lot of K-pop stuff for quite a while. So, and I join in on his live streams and chat in there, have a good time.
Same.
So, fun to meet him actually. See, like it's weird. I've watched him live a lot, so I feel like I've talked to him before. But
yeah.
No, that was the first time.
Yeah. Well, he and I, when we first got together, was like, yep, pretty much this just fell right into, just kind of worked.
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Craig Thompson just mentioned that he misses the nights that Moose Jaw would join in. We've kind of had a hiatus from Moose Jaw.
I know.
Moose Jaw is moving. So Moose Jaw is in the process of getting into his new spot. And once he's there, we'll definitely have him back on. So not to worry.
We need to do questions again with him.
Yep.
We cut that segment out because I wasn't winning. That was a call I decided.
Ultimately, it comes down to Josh's desire to always win. That's true. Yeah. RC Underdog suggested RC Driver. And we've talked to Greg a few times, but his internet is so garbage that he literally wouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah, because we both know Greg. We've talked to him a ton of times.
I talk to him all the time.
Greg's awesome. But yeah,
he is a great friend.
Professional video creator who has crappy internet. Like
the crappiest.
So
his internet's name is Crappy.
Yeah, it's wild. We've, I think Ty from Tekin.
Worse than mine.
Yeah, Ty from Tekin was another one.
Ty was also another one, but again,
he's like, he doesn't have the time slot and everything. Like, just like what didn't work out. Like, all right, so
yeah.
We'll
definitely look at getting some more people in. So put those comments in the chat after the stream is over.
Why not have Gunner on? Because I'm afraid that I wouldn't be able to control Gunner. Speaking of, there he is.
Oh yeah, he did pop in. I meant to say that. He just popped in just as we started with K-pop. Sorry I'm late. What did I miss? Tonight's code, #day late, $short.
Oh, I had pinned that earlier, so I did see that. Gunner, thank you, sir. I like when you guys have people on. I feel like I could hang out with, even though K-pop is Canadian. Seems like that guy. Yeah.
Oh, ouch. Yeah, well, he is like a lot like I'm that guy. That's how we all are. Again, thank you to K-pop for joining us tonight, and also thank you to EVGA for sponsoring this whole month with some giveaways as well. The XR1 is a streaming device that you can use in conjunction with your PC or Mac.
Yes.
To use a good fancy camera to use for your Zoom calls or your live streams or whatever you might be doing.
Whatever you want. It would help you with the streaming side, streaming, calling, any of that. Definitely worth it.
Yep, so
make a social media post.
All three of us.
Yeah, EVGA, Scale Builders Guild.
It's Team EVGA.
Team EVGA, Scale Builders Guild, and Harley Designs Inc.
Harley Designs.
Here's a quick one, though. One of the suggestions was Brent from A-Main.
Funny you mentioned
that. We reached out. Not interested.
We reached
not
out.
Interested.
Not interested. Like, flat out no.
Like, nah. Okay.
Thank you for your time. Yeah, Brent would be good. He would be great.
I totally agree.
But apparently not.
Which,
who else would you like to see?
I found it hilarious. Because he's got just an awesome
so
on screen. I've met him in person. Super nice. Like,
yep. Oh, thank you.
Nah.
All right. How about RC Girl? So it's less of a sausage fest. We could definitely go there if that's something that you're interested in, and not having a sausage fest on this show. We'll ask. Why not? We'll ask her. I wonder if her internet's okay. And upsub from Brent.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I'm not interested in a live call. Like, understood. Live it could be intimidating, or you could just be like, I do that for work. That's work. That's where I work. I don't want to do that not at work. So, no.
Anybody from J Concepts will work on that too. I don't know that they'll be that interested.
Yeah, like, we're gonna have that live stream, and I'm just gonna be like, just down here in the corner.
Sorry.
I'm
sorry. I don't know that I've been all that nice either. So, Director of Flying Cars. That's a great one.
Yeah, they told us we could use their video, and then it's flat. No, I'm kidding. Not their fault, probably.
Yeah, probably not their fault because of the music. Cutter from RC Wheel Drive. Cutter does all the interviews.
Cutter loves to do it live.
See, this is why you should never tune out of this show.
It's the credits part.
Don't leave.
You can't leave right when the credits start.
Just like any Marvel movie, you got to sit through 20 minutes of garbage and then get this. Well, not garbage. All the people who worked on the film, and then the good stuff comes. That's great. All right, well, that's probably a good place to end it. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching tonight, and thank you to Dale C, Blind Guy RC, Gunnar Nissen, Daniel Meredith, Williams Lake Scale Off Road, Aldrez Z1, and 713 Ace RC, 713 Ace RC.
I forgot to have viewer activity open. I apologize to all.
You son of a gun.
Sorry, guys.
Does Flying Cars video exist? Yes, K-pop. It's on Apple TV.
Yeah.
So
iTunes is where I own
you can
it.
rent it from iTunes. Yeah, that's where
I
I own
suggest
it from.
owning it so that you can watch it.
It's worth owning it.
Yeah. It's
Definitely.
about a guy who RCs who's a professional video editor.
It's our lives.
Yeah. One of you is the protagonist. I'll let you decide after you watch.
It is. I'm married, so it's not me.
Oh, he did have a girlfriend.
So fiance. They were supposed to get married.
K-pop, you gotta
Kevin
watch.
Talbot. I'll see myself out.
I'll see myself.
Do you think he would join our live stream?
That's a hard. I don't know that. Yeah.
I bet we could get Tom Lee.
I've.
Maybe we could get him. But he's in the UK. Oh, he downloaded it. He's got it.
There we go.
Yes.
We'll be very. That is a requirement for a second appearance. Once is acceptable.
You need to Livestream Takeover commentary track for Flying Cars. Oh my God! You know what? We could record that and then distribute it on your website, and then people could download it and watch the movie while we talk about the movie.
Yes, they could.
Oh, I love it.
It's worth it.
Hemi Storm again. Yes, we could get.
We could make him wake up early again for that.
Oh, definitely.
He had to wake up at like 3 a.m. I think, right?
I would definitely make him do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Josh, are you building something on Friday?
Definitely have something to work on. I don't know what it is. I may tear apart the Ripper. Not put it back together. Just tear it apart. So
sounds good. Rip up the Ripper.
Rip it up. Thanks everybody for watching. We will see you on the next one.
Bye, everyone. Love you. Bye.